Choose not to be harmed and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed and you haven't been. What if I told you that the very thing standing between you and attracting any woman, even the ones who seem completely uninterested, is not about changing her mind, but about transforming your own presence? That's right. It's not about chasing or convincing. It's about embodying a confidence so calm, so magnetic, that resistance simply melts away. Most men waste time trying to force attraction, but real power comes from mastering yourself first. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to tap into that invisible force, the Stoic mindset of unshakable calm, authenticity, and quiet confidence. That makes you irresistible, no matter who she is or what her initial vibe may be. Stick with me till the very end because the real magic happens when you understand these deep truths and apply them the right way. This isn't just about dating hacks or superficial tricks. It's about becoming the kind of man who naturally draws women in, effortlessly. Ready to unlock that secret? Then watch closely, because what you're about to learn can change everything. Number 1, master confident body language that commands attention. What if I told you that mastering confident body language isn't just about looking good? It's about commanding attention in a way that feels natural and powerful, even when a woman initially seems uninterested. You see, your body speaks before you say a single word. It broadcasts your mindset, your energy, your unspoken story. And when you learn to carry yourself with undeniable confidence, you flip the entire script. You go from being just another face in the crowd to someone who captures eyes without effort. Seneca reminded us, "No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself." Think of confident body language as your armor to face social adversity, your tool to stand tall, literally and figuratively, when others falter. First, you need to understand that confident body language is not about rigid posture or pretending to be someone you're not. It's about aligning your outer presence with your inner strength. Start with your posture. Stand tall but not stiff. Imagine a string pulling you gently upwards from the crown of your head, lengthening your spine. Your chest is open, shoulders relaxed, not slouched, not tense. This posture does two things. It immediately tells the world you respect yourself, and it floods your body with more oxygen, helping you feel more alert and present. When you hold yourself this way, you feel stronger, and that strength radiates outward. Now pay attention to your movements. Confidence is fluid. It's not about frozen statues or exaggerated gestures. It's the way you move through space with purpose. Walk with deliberate steps, slow but sure, like you own the ground beneath your feet. When you enter a room or approach someone, your motion should say, "I belong here." Even your hands should have intention. Avoid fidgeting or hiding them in your pockets. Let them rest naturally, occasionally using gestures that emphasize your words. The way you use your hands can make your words come alive or fall flat. Eye contact is one of the most potent signals of confidence you can send. But here, the secret. It's not about staring someone down or making them uncomfortable. It's about connection and presence. Hold her gaze just long enough to show interest, then glance away gently before returning. This dance of eye contact creates an unspoken tension, a pull that's hard to ignore. Epictetus said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." In this case, decide to be the man who commands attention with his eyes, not with force, but with calm assurance. Your facial expressions matter too. A genuine, relaxed smile can disarm resistance better than any clever line, but it has to be authentic. Fake smiles are easy to spot and can backfire. Practice being comfortable in your own skin so that your smile emerges naturally. If you feel tense or unsure, your face will betray you. So cultivate inner calm first, then let your outer expression reflect that ease. The most attractive people aren't those who plaster on a grin. They're those who are quietly content, confident in who they are. Here's an exercise for you. Spend 5 minutes each day standing in front of a mirror. Observe how you hold your body. Adjust your posture until you feel strong and relaxed at the same time. Practice walking around your room with that posture and notice how your energy shifts. Then, practice eye contact with your reflection. Hold your gaze for a few seconds, soften it, and repeat. It might feel strange at first, but this rehearsal will build a muscle memory for confidence that shows up naturally when you're around others. Remember, confident body language isn't about perfection or being intimidating. It's about owning your space without apology, about showing up fully. The more you practice, the more it becomes second nature, and that magnetic energy pulls others in, even those who seemed uninterested at first. When you master this, you don't chase attraction, you command it. So start today. Stand tall, walk like you belong, look people in the eye and smile with genuine ease. Build this into your daily routine until it's as natural as breathing. This isn't just about attracting a woman, it's about transforming how you carry yourself in every moment. Because as said, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Let your confident body language be the way through resistance, the path to real connection, and the foundation of the attraction you deserve. Number 2, cultivate a calm and unshakable mindset. What if I told you that the key to attracting any woman, even the ones who seem completely uninterested, lies not in chasing or convincing, but in cultivating a calm and unshakable mindset? It's the quiet power that comes from within, the steady foundation that no external event or reaction can topple. You might think attraction is all about charm, looks, or witty banter, but none of those stand a chance if your mind is a restless sea of doubt and desperation. Reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Your true strength starts with your ability to master yourself. When you cultivate calmness, you send a signal far stronger than words or actions ever could. You become the kind of man who stands firm while the world swirls around him. This isn't about pretending everything is fine or bottling up emotions. It's about recognizing that your emotional state is your responsibility alone. No woman, no circumstance, no rejection can shake you unless you let it. This mindset is magnetic because it's rare. People crave stability, and women especially notice when a man doesn't crumble under pressure, but carries himself with steady confidence and ease. Start by rewiring your daily mental habits. The next time a thought hits you that says, "She's not interested," don't let it spiral into self-pity or frustration. Instead, pause and breathe deeply. A simple breath, slow, controlled, intentional, can be your anchor in moments of uncertainty. Epictetus taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. So, train yourself to respond, not react. When the urge to chase or overthink arises, remind yourself that you are in control of your mind. This awareness alone starts to build your unshakable calm. Here's a practice you can begin immediately. Each morning, spend a few minutes visualizing your day as if you are a calm center in a chaotic world. Picture interactions where things don't go as planned. Maybe she ignores your message or seems distant, and see yourself responding with ease, no rush, no desperation. Imagine your calm presence drawing others in, not pushing them away. This mental rehearsal is more than daydreaming. It's a deliberate exercise to strengthen your emotional resilience. You must also challenge the stories your mind tells you. That voice that says you need her approval, that you must win her over, that your worth depends on her interest. These are lies that keep you tethered to insecurity. Write down those negative thoughts and flip them on their head. Instead of "she's not interested," try "her feelings don't define my value." Repeat this daily. Over time, these reframed beliefs build a mental fortress that no rejection can penetrate. In addition to mental training, practice grounding yourself in the present moment. When you feel anxious about how she perceives you, bring your attention to your senses. Notice what you see, hear, feel right now. This simple shift breaks the cycle of overthinking and keeps you rooted in calmness. The Stoics taught that peace comes from accepting what is within your control and letting go of what is. Your mindset is your power zone. Guard it fiercely. You need to commit to this inner work every single day. The calm and unshakable mindset isn't a magic trick you pull out once. It's a lifestyle. It's waking up and choosing to stay steady regardless of what the world throws at you. When you master this, your presence transforms. You don't appear needy or desperate. You embody a quiet confidence that invites attraction naturally and effortlessly. So take this challenge. Start today. Use your breath to center yourself. Rewrite the negative stories. Visualize calmness in your daily interactions. Practice acceptance and presence. Watch as your magnetic energy grows, pulling even the most uninterested women into your orbit, not because you try harder, but because you become the calm in their storm. This is how you attract not just any woman, but the right woman, by becoming the man she can't help but notice, respect, and ultimately desire. Number 3, develop genuine self-worth independent of her approval. What if I told you that the most magnetic thing you can ever do isn't trying harder to win her attention, but instead building a sense of self-worth so genuine that it stands completely independent of her approval? This is where true attraction starts, not from craving validation or bending yourself to fit someone else's expectations, but from knowing, deep down, that your value doesn't hinge on anyone else's opinion. Reminds us, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. The essence here is simple but powerful. Your worth comes from who you are, not from how others see you. When you anchor your self-worth in external approval, you're handing over your power. You become a reflection of someone else's desires, fluctuating with their moods, chasing an ever-moving target. That chase leaves you anxious, restless, and ultimately unattractive because people can sense when you're desperate for acceptance. Instead, imagine cultivating a foundation so solid that you're unaffected by whether she's interested or not. This is not arrogance, it's a calm certainty, a groundedness that says, I'm enough as I am. And paradoxically, this is exactly what draws people in like a magnet. You have to start by looking inward. Ask yourself, what defines my worth beyond what others think? What qualities do I already possess that make me unique? Practice gratitude for your strengths, your quirks, your journey. Remind yourself daily that the opinions of others are just fleeting shadows that cannot touch your core. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." When you react by affirming your own value regardless of external feedback, you take control of your emotional world. This isn't just a mindset shift, it's a daily practice. Try this exercise. Every morning, stand in front of a mirror and say out loud 3 things you genuinely appreciate about yourself. No fluff, no exaggeration, just real recognition. This simple act rewires your brain to value you first, making external validation less necessary and less tempting to chase. The more you do this, the more you build an internal fortress of self-respect that no rejection can breach. Next, challenge yourself to catch moments when you seek approval. Maybe you catch yourself waiting for her reply or trying to tailor your words to sound more appealing. When you notice these patterns, pause and ask, am I doing this because I want to or because I need her to like me? Awareness is the first step toward change. Then, consciously redirect your focus back to what makes you proud of yourself, your passions, your principles, your growth. This path isn't about ignoring how you feel or pretending rejection doesn't sting. It's about cultivating resilience and understanding that your self-worth is not a fragile thing that shatters when someone else looks away. It's a wellspring within you that flows regardless. And when you live from this place, you emit a confidence that is calm, steady, and irresistible. Women pick up on this. It's a language beyond words, a vibe of authenticity and strength that says, I am whole on my own. So make a commitment today to stop measuring your value through the lens of her interest. Instead, invest that energy into becoming the person you respect and admire. This shift doesn't just make you more attractive to women, it transforms every relationship you have because you come from a place of genuine integrity and strength. As Seneca advised, no man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself. Your growth through this practice proves your worth, not to her but to yourself. Remember, attraction is not about convincing someone else to see your worth. It's about radiating a self-worth so authentic and complete that anyone who crosses your path can't help but notice. You don't need her approval to be valuable. You already are. Own it, live it, and watch how the world, and yes, women, respond to the power of your genuine self. Number 4, use subtle cues to create intrigue and curiosity. What if I told you that the most powerful way to attract any woman, even when she's not initially interested, isn't to shout your intentions from the rooftops, but to whisper them through subtle cues that spark intrigue and curiosity? There's an ancient truth here, echoed by the Stoics, who taught us that the quiet, controlled signals we send often carry more weight than any loud declaration. Reminded us, if it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. This isn't about manipulation or deceit. It's about harnessing your authentic presence in a way that naturally draws attention without forcing it. You see, humans, especially women, are wired to notice what's just beneath the surface. That small, almost imperceptible detail that hints at something more, something unexplored. It's the subtle tilt of your head, the slight pause before you speak, the calm confidence in your eyes that says, there's more here if you're curious enough to look. When you master these understated signals, you're no longer just another face in the crowd. You become a mystery worth unraveling. You spark curiosity without even trying. Start by paying attention to your body language. Your posture, your gestures, the way you carry yourself, all of these speak louder than words. Stand tall but relaxed. Let your shoulders fall naturally, not stiff or tense. When you engage with her, don't rush to fill the silence. Sometimes a pause is more powerful than 1,000 words. Silence invites questions. It pulls people in. You can practice this by simply observing conversations around you, noting how silence creates space for intrigue rather than awkwardness. Another crucial element is your tone of voice. Keep it steady, calm, and deliberate. When you speak with measured confidence, even the simplest sentence can feel compelling. Avoid the urge to overshare or explain yourself. Instead, drop hints about your interests or values that invite curiosity. For example, rather than listing your hobbies, mention something in a way that sparks questions. I recently picked up something new that's been surprisingly challenging. See how that naturally makes someone want to ask, what is it? You create space for her to engage without pushing her. This approach aligns perfectly with the Stoic principle of self-control and presence. Epictetus taught us that we should focus on what is within our power, our actions, our attitude, our demeanor, and let go of trying to control others' reactions. By using subtle cues, you take command of what you can control, the signals you send. You become less needy, less obvious, and infinitely more attractive. You communicate strength not by force but by restraint. Now, here's a practical exercise you can start right away. Next time you're in a conversation, practice the art of saying less and doing more with your presence. Notice the moments when you feel the urge to jump in or explain yourself. Instead, breathe, pause, and observe how the other person responds. This trains you to become comfortable with ambiguity and silence, tools that naturally enhance your mysterious aura. Over time, you'll notice people leaning in, drawn by the space you create rather than pushed away by noise. Remember, attraction isn't a sprint, it's a slow burn. It's about planting seeds of curiosity that grow with time. When you use subtle cues skillfully, you build a connection that feels effortless and genuine. Women will find themselves wondering about you, wanting to know more, not because you forced their attention, but because you invited it with your composed, intriguing presence. So commit to this shift today. Dial down the volume of your approach and amplify the depth of your signals. Watch how your subtlety turns heads, how your calm confidence invites questions, and how your quiet strength becomes irresistible. This isn't just a tactic, it's a way of being that will transform how women see you and how you see yourself. The power to attract lies not in what you say loudly, but in what you suggest quietly. Harness it and watch the impossible start to feel inevitable. Number 5, practice emotional resilience to handle rejection gracefully. Rejection, it's a word that can send a shiver down your spine, make your chest tighten, and your mind race with doubt. But what if I told you that learning to handle rejection with emotional resilience isn't just a skill, it's the foundation for attracting any woman, even when she's initially not interested. It's about turning what feels like a setback into a stepping stone. Stoic philosophy teaches us that it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This is your key to transforming rejection from a wound into wisdom. You have to accept that rejection will happen, no matter how confident, charming, or prepared you are. The moment you understand this, you shift the power back to yourself. Instead of fearing rejection, you start to embrace it as a natural part of the process. Each no is simply information, not a reflection of your worth or value. The Stoics remind us to focus only on what is within our control, your actions, your mindset, your response, not on outcomes or other people's choices. This mindset alone gives you an edge few possess. When you practice emotional resilience, you build an internal fortress. Picture it, a place inside where your peace remains unshaken, no matter what external events throw at you. You don't run away from the discomfort of rejection. Instead, you meet it head-on with calm acceptance. This doesn't mean you suppress your feelings or pretend to be unaffected. It means you acknowledge them honestly, then choose not to let those feelings dictate your behavior or self-image. This is where real strength lies. Start by training yourself to pause. When rejection hits, your first instinct might be to withdraw, overthink, or spiral into self-criticism. But what if instead you took a moment to breathe deeply and remind yourself, this is just a moment and it will pass? By taking this small but powerful action, you interrupt negative thought patterns. Your brain starts rewiring itself to respond with patience and clarity rather than panic and despair. This is a skill that gets sharper with practice. Here's a practical exercise to build this resilience. Each time you feel rejected or brushed off, write down exactly what you're feeling. Be brutally honest with yourself. Then ask yourself, is this feeling based on fact or interpretation? Often, we blow things out of proportion in our heads. This simple act of writing and questioning helps you separate emotion from reality and regain control over your mind. Advised, if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this, you have the power to revoke at any moment. You can rewrite your internal script. The next step is to actively seek out small challenges that might lead to rejection, not to punish yourself, but to build resilience muscle. Each time you face a minor rejection, whether in social situations or elsewhere, treat it as a workout for your emotional strength. You're training your mind to handle bigger challenges without breaking down. This consistent practice removes the fear that often blocks attraction and confidence. Women are drawn to men who can stand firm amidst uncertainty, because it signals authenticity and emotional stability. When you embody emotional resilience, you become magnetic in a quiet, powerful way. You stop chasing approval because you are already at peace with yourself. This doesn't just attract women, it draws respect, trust, and genuine connection. You become someone who's comfortable with vulnerability, yet unshaken by setbacks. That kind of balance is rare and incredibly appealing. So start today. When rejection comes knocking, don't slam the door shut in fear. Open it, look it in the eye, and say, I am bigger than this moment. Practice deep breathing, write your feelings, challenge your interpretations, and lean into discomfort as your teacher. Remember, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. This Stoic wisdom is your roadmap. Use rejection as your path to growth and attraction. Your emotional resilience is the foundation you build that makes any woman see not just who you are, but the strength behind your presence. So there you have it, the mindset and moves that shift the game, even when she seems uninterested. Remember, attraction isn't about chasing or convincing someone else. It's about owning your value, your calm confidence, and showing up as the best version of yourself, no matter what. When you do that, you don't just attract women, you attract respect, authenticity, and real connection. If you're serious about transforming your approach and mastering this Stoic way of attraction, don't just watch, take action. Practice what you learned today, stay consistent, and watch how your presence starts to speak louder than words. If this video fired you up, hit that like button, share it with a friend who needs this, and subscribe for more wisdom that cuts through the noise. And most importantly, stay tuned till the very end of every video, because the real power is in the details you don't want to miss. This isn't just about attracting women, it's about becoming a man who attracts life on his own terms. See you in the next one.